Okay, what's up, everybody? Good morning. Welcome to a Friday edition of Morning Scone presented by Brock, the Batters Orthopedic Clinic, Hutco Roofing, HutcoRoofing.com. Restored Motion, it's restoredmotions.com, and ProCharge EV, ProChargeEV.com. Sorry, y'all. Anyway, notice that was a little low. It's the bottom of the computer. Yeah, you can still see it. Oh well. Just leave that back. Whatever. All right. Anyway, sorry, I was trying to frame the shot. Hope y'all's your Friday is off to an amazing start. Got a couple things there in the description. We can recap the transfer portal goings on for those that are interested. Luke Hill jumped in the portal yesterday from Arizona State. Kid from Episcopal here in Baton Rouge. Was an early commit. I want to say to Tech. Who was he committed to? He was committed to a small school. Yeah. Anyway. He had been decommitted. By the time he decommitted, his most spots were filled and scholarship money wasn't there, so there were no SEC takers for him. So the best offer he had was Arizona State. So he goes to Arizona State, balls out this year. Plays his freshman season, starts at shortstop, bats at the top of the lineup, hits .317. He was their best player. He was awesome. So he hits the portal, and there's no doubt that LSU is his number one choice. He came on AFR on Thursday. You can catch that interview top of hour 2 if you missed it. But explained that he wants to be closer to home. His mom got to see him play like 1 or 2 games last year. So his dad came out a couple times, but it's just hard. So he wants to be closer to home. And there's no doubt, being that he's from Baton Rouge and went to Episcopal, he's got great connections that could lead him to some awesome NIL opportunities. There is a very notable Episcopal alum who owns a chicken franchise, an international chicken finger franchise, if you know what I'm talking about. So I think there's some pretty obvious opportunities here. The problem, and I'm telling you, Jay's got a tough situation to balance here, because in a vacuum, do you want Luke Hill on your team? Absolutely. If Luke Hill came to LSU, he's your starting shortstop next year, and Gavin Guidry is your starting second baseman. The problem is you already took Michael Braswell out of the portal from South Carolina, and you've got Stephen Milam from New Mexico showing up as well. One of the top recruits, who's a 50-50 draft guy. So what do you do? And I know you're going to say, well, don't be scared of competition. I understand that. But the real problem is there's two issues. One, at some point, you got to be willing to play these highly regarded high school guys that you sign. And if you don't play them, you keep just bringing transfers that play over your high school guys, well, then it's going to be harder and harder and harder to get high school guys to show up on campus. That's one. Two, Guidry, remember, passed on a couple $1 million twice in the draft to show up to campus as a middle infielder. So it's another one that is a highly regarded high school guy that you got here, and are you not going to play him in the middle infield because you brought in Braswell and Hill? And then there's Braswell. If you say, well, look, we'd rather Hill than Braswell, which you would rather Hill than Braswell, now the portal's closed. You brought Braswell here when the situation was completely different. And if you take Hill, now Braswell's kind of screwed because he doesn't have anywhere to go, because the portal window closed yesterday. So anyway, if it's not LSU, I believe Tennessee, Ole Miss, Texas A&M would be on the list. I believe those are the three schools that that you'd be watching, I think, most closely if it's not LSU. But either way, it would be in the SEC, and that would kind of stink. So we'll keep our eye on Luke Hill. And then the other thing there, hat tip Sheldon Mickles of The Advocate, who went and tracked Ed Orgeron down in Natchitoches. And Ed Orgeron said not only is he not interested in the Northwestern job, he's retired, doesn't want to coach again. So if Edo is calling it a career, he'll be 62 later this month. If he's calling it a career, salute. You know, head coach of the 2019 Tigers, go down as the greatest team ever. And Ed grinded for 30 years in the profession. So he said all those, working 5 a.m. to 11 p.m. So those days are over. He's going to enjoy his family, his 3 sons who are all coaching now, and splitting time between Baton Rouge and Miami. And good for him, man. If he's calling it a career, good for him. All right, let's say some good morning, see what y'all got. Ryan, Amanda Guidry, Kelly Gross, Quentin Breakbill, good morning from Minnesota. Eh? Chad Cornett, good morning. Carson Stevenson, morning, Matt. Turning 25 tomorrow. The best people are born in July, like they say. Yes, in fact, Cancer represents, stand up. The astrological sign, Cancer, not the disease. Jason Horn, good morning. What kicks are we going with today? Got the Nike Court Visions white with the sort of pale orange to match the shirt. And the Hudco hat, incidentally. Lyle Ploche, any idea why he'll wait until the last day to get in the portal? Seemed adamant he wasn't going back to ASU. Yeah, Lyle. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. And it's, I think, because of the situation I just explained. Kid wants to go to LSU, and I don't know if there's going to be a spot for him at LSU. That's the really tough part. So he kind of took a gamble. Mindy Jarro, good morning from Blue Ridge, Georgia. Okay, good morning, Mindy. Thanks for watching. Charlie Cavell, good morning. Bill Schmidt, Bubba Smith, Kirk Taylor, good morning. Jason Hudco kicks, kinda, yeah, right. I need to get some. I want to get some Hudco customs done. Need a holler at Brad Duncan or Michael Anderson, one of the guys, and get some AFR customs, some Hudco customs. Brad David, what's going on? Trivia Carter, good morning. Back home from Dallas. All right, man. Glad to have you back. Joseph Baggert, good morning. Michael Huffpants, Cajun Country. Matt, I really do appreciate the shows the past few years. This has really been a part of my day I enjoy. Plus, all the Don Juan and after shows. You got it, man. Thanks so much for watching. I say it all the time, man. If y'all aren't watching, I'm not doing shows. I'm not doing shows because I like to sit here in my office and talk to myself. I do because y'all keep coming back. So to everybody who watches, I appreciate y'all very much. So thank you. Of course, thanks to Brock. Oh, by the way, y'all, if you haven't yet, Brock Rock and Wine, let me drop this link in here. Y'all help me share this out there. So Brock Rock and Wine is coming up on July 29th. So that's 2 weeks from tomorrow. 2 weeks from tomorrow. Really cool event. Let's see. There it is. Again, in the South Stadium Club of Tiger Stadium. So if you're interested, I'll go ahead and pin the link there for tickets. It's tons of wine, obviously, food from vendors all over the city, some of the best food vendors in the city, and then obviously live music, and you're in Tiger Stadium. You're in the South Stadium Club. So it's a really cool way to spend a Saturday night. Leon Williams, what's going on? Brian Penton from Denver, Colorado. Brian Wynn, Larry Gardner. Brad David, Matt, who do you think will get fired first, Jimbo Fisher or Mel Tucker? I think this is going to be Jimbo's last year in College Station. Coming off a 5-7 season, he's got to get past 9 wins this year, or get to 9 wins, I should say. And I don't see it on that schedule. Week 2, they're at Miami in that return trip. He's got to win that game. They do get Bama at home. They have to come to Baton Rouge. Their rotating cross-divisional is Tennessee this year. So they draw Tennessee in Knoxville, and they get South Carolina in College Station. I don't see how they escape that at 9-3. So I think Jimbo's getting fired. I can't tell you I know enough about what Michigan State's thinking about Mel Tucker, but I think this is Jimbo's last year in College Station. Jesse Brown, good morning. This may have been discussed, but all the LSU players drafted this year, how many do you think come back? Well, Christian Little has announced he's coming back, and I think that's it. Maybe Javen Coleman. I'm told that he and the Dodgers have they got some stuff to work out, but maybe Javen Coleman. Everybody else gone. Cody Kebido, good morning. Not that I'm complaining. What reason would Little have for coming back? I don't imagine he would. Well, I think he was offered, if I remember this correctly, $100,000 to sign. Somewhere in the neighborhood of that. And if he comes back, remember he does not have a COVID year of eligibility. So he's coming back for his senior year, and that's it. So he is not going to make more money coming back to school. I don't know if y'all saw it, but I've told y'all this before, I tweeted it before the second day of the draft, was heads up on senior signs like Gavin Dugas, and Dugas signed with Washington. He got $20,000. His slot value was $357. He got $20,000. That's what happens when you're a senior and you have no leverage. You take whatever they offer you. So Christian Little is not going to make money coming back to school. Maybe it's a situation where he just wants to continue to try to refine, get better, and give himself a better opportunity once he gets to professional ball. But man, that seems a little. We'll have a chance to ask him why he came back, but I don't think that on its face that's not a great decision. Now everybody makes the decision they think is best for themselves, but on its face that's not a great decision. Wendell Norman, Tim Gotro, Phil Smith, Matt Plavidal, good morning. Been watching in the afternoon because had to report to work for 8 the last week and a half. Today not due to go till 9. Okay, glad to have you back, man. Thanks so much for watching live, Matt. Cliff Nelson, good morning. Heading to Houston. All right, going to see Colby with a brother. I guess I'll be cooking all weekend. Hey, man. Your daughter wants you to cook for her all weekend, brother. That's what you're going to be doing, man. You know that. Safe drive over there, man. We'll see you soon. Antron Hemingway. Morning, Matt. When did the Saints start training camp, if it's okay to ask? Yeah, man, for sure. The rookies report on the 25th. So that's next Tuesday, the rookies report. And then a week after that, the veterans report. And the week after that is first preseason game. So it's coming, man. Less than 2 weeks away. Today's the 14th, right? So rookies report in 11 days. World. Smash that like button if you would, please. 112 watching live. Appreciate that. Subscribe up to the channel. If you're new, Facebook, please like the page, share the post. Like the page, share the post. Kirk Taylor, Matt breaking out the terrible Tennessee orange. Just orange. How about Catholic High orange? Kenneth Kyle, good morning from Alligator Point, Florida. Jeff McKithen, what's going on? Carrie Hughes, Crystal told me she's got something straight from heaven. Did she get you taken care of? Yes. So what she did was she incorporated cupping into her technique. So when I went on Wednesday, she cupped my leg, lower back, and then stretched me while cupped, and then scraped me as well. Like, it was incredible. I mean, yes, it was liberating. I feel awesome. Kirk, favorite thing you look forward to at SEC Media Days? Honestly, like, from a personal standpoint, it's networking. I mean, everybody who does media in the conference and nationally is all there. So it's going to that event every year now for more than a decade has helped elevate the profile of our radio station. Like, a big part of the reason we're able to get so many of the guests on that we do, and across all shows, and have the access that we do, is because we've gone to this event and people have seen us work, and we've got to create great relationships, and a lot of that stuff is born out of SEC Media Days. So that's a personal favorite part. As far as like the shows themselves, it's getting to know the players from other schools that I otherwise would never know. I mean, that's easy. You get to you may not even know a kid's name, and you have a chance to get him on. You read his bio, you have a quick conversation, and you end up kind of rooting for guys a little bit. Like, I remember Ventrell Miller from Florida is a linebacker who went a couple of times to Media Days, who was such a mature young guy, and I really found, not that I'm cheering for Florida, but pulling for him personally. Kalijah Lipscomb was pretty fascinating. He was a kid from New Orleans who went to Vanderbilt and had a really good career. They brought him his senior year, and we talked about growing up in New Orleans, and kind of what he was trying to prove being in the SEC at Vanderbilt. And anyway, stuff like that I always find really interesting. Wayne Blanchard, Thad Landry, Kelly Presley, good morning. What drafted players are coming back? I think Little's probably the only one. Maybe Javen Coleman. Darren Reeves, Kenneth Kyle. Who's RB1 and RB2 to start the season? Yeah, well, I mean, I think it's safe to say, obviously, Josh Williams is going to take the first carry, right? I mean, I bring him to Media Days, seeing your leading rusher among running backs a year ago. Jaden Daniels was your leading rusher. But, and then I'll be curious to see if Logan Diggs is that guy, or if they go with more seniority, like Noah Cain. Monty Goodwin's back off of injury. So they got a lot of backs, but Logan Diggs is the most complete back they have. But it'll be interesting to see. John Emery, what happens with John this year. Ron Ritchie, Nicholas Alexander. Yeah, who's going to be LSU starting running back? Same question. I mean, Josh Williams. Who do I think gets the first carry of the season? Josh Williams. All right, let's see. 2 more minutes. Read rule, morning Matt, when do baseball rosters need to be finalized? Not till the season. So not till after Christmas. So you've got to have your roster set by the time you start preseason practice in January. So my point is, they will be over the number in fall ball. So there's going to be some guys who get processed either this summer or after fall ball. Delton Doucette, good morning. Not if he turns out to be a great pitcher. No, Delton, even if you're talking about Christian Little, the point is, even if Little comes back and has a great year, he has no leverage. No one's going to pay him. I just gave you the example of Gavin Dugas. Like, that's how it works when seniors come back to school. I told you all the example of Kramer 100 times. Kramer, after his junior year, was taken in round 32. He was offered $250K. He comes back to school for his senior year, goes in round 4. He got 125. I mean, that's what it is. Phil Smith, Luke Hill is the best bat out of all of them. Jay will piece the puzzle if he gets Luke out of the portal. I would see Hill and Guidry middle infield. That's just what I'm saying. Yes, Luke Hill is the best out of all of them. I don't know that Jay can take him, though, because of the potential ramifications of... Because if you take Luke Hill, someone would leave, and it might be Guidry. And then coaches will absolutely negative recruit you because of the Braswell situation. You took Braswell and then you take another kid at the same position and you kind of leave him out in the cold. I'm telling you, it's like I wish Luke Hill would have gone to the portal the day the portal opened. You know what I mean? Because he'd be an LSU Tiger already. Okay, it's 8 o'clock. I got to get going. Weston Weaver, Nick Newbill, Chop Up Milet, good morning. Reed Rule, absolutely ridiculous idea. Could they move Tommy to DH? No chance. Literally zero chance. And the reason is because for the next level, they're not going to draft a DH. Like, you have to provide value showing you can play in the field. I know Tommy White has done that, but he's going to be your everyday third baseman. Like, that's not even debate. I said this all last year about Jacob Berry. Jacob Berry was going to play in the field every day. Like, everyone kept saying, look, his glove stinks, DH him. Wasn't going to do it because he was going to be the 6th pick of the draft. So you're not going to pick a DH 6 overall. So he had to play in the field. Travis McCraw, did Otter ever tell Chandler how to hedge the $10 LSU championships parlay? He said you gotta wait till after the Florida State game, and then you can start making those some of those decisions. Oh, I gotta get going. Julia, good morning. Shannon Ray, good morning. Shannon over at ESPN 1037 Lafayette. Good to see you there, Shannon. Thanks so much. We loving the partnership and super grateful, man. Y'all help us spread the word. Anybody there in the 1037 in Lafayette, 1041 in Lake Charles. Big shout out to our Delta Media family over there that are giving us that opportunity to be on Afternoon Drive every day in Lafayette and Lake Charles. Fired up for it. All right, I got to get going. Sorry if I missed you. How are you going to get the barbecue dinner from Chuck Oliver? Yeah, Chuck and I will go have dinner for sure one day. Brad Jones. Enjoy the show. I believe I just got Pete Rose on TD for taking up. You didn't like my comment saying your farts know more about LSU. Brad, I appreciate it, but sincerely, I haven't looked at Tiger dropping since 2008. So a lot of people don't believe me when I say that. I genuinely don't care. Hand on Bible. You can't do this job and care what people say about you, man. So I wouldn't have had the success I've had for as long as I've had if people hated me and hated my show. So just like, I ignore the lowest common denominator and go about my day, man. But thank you. I appreciate you listening and watching. Dane, what's going on? Listening on 1041. I appreciate you, man. Ethan Davidson, Gregory Gordy. All right. And by the way, Brad, if they did ban you or block you, that's going to be better for your life. Spend your time doing more productive things. Okay, I'll see you. Y'all have a great day. Thanks for watching. Peace. LSU Daily's live. Check it out. However you get your podcast.